Not only did they finally put out a meal, but it is quite the feast. Let's dig into the details. This announcement comes in two courses. One, a free update for all of the current players, and two, an enhanced Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game. Both the free update and the Nintendo Switch 2 enhanced version of Animal Crossing New Horizons will be releasing on Thursday, January 15th, 2026. What comes with the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Animal Crossing New Horizon? First and foremost, you're getting improved resolution. While the announcement did say that this was going to go on, they did not tell you exactly what that resolution would be. So I looked into it and I found out that it will be 4K when you're in TV mode, and that is going to be capped at 30 frames per second. But I mean, look at this. It's like you got a new pair of glasses when you get your new prescription. That's how much clearer it is. When you use the Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game, you'll also be able to use your Joy-Cons and their mouse features. You can use this to move your decorations around easier indoors. You can also create your own custom designs, and you can make your own bulletin board messages. They also revealed in the announcement that Nook's Cranny is going to get a megaphone. Now, according to screenshots, this megaphone is going to be 3,500 bells. So you're going to be able to use this megaphone and use your Nintendo Switch 2 built-in microphone to use your voice to call out to any of the villagers on your island. When you do that, a little talk bubble is going to appear and you can follow this bubble to your villager. Also, you're not going to be able to party with 12 people. Previously, this was capped at 8, but if everybody has the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game, then you'll be, and everybody has Nintendo Switch Online. Forgot that too. You got to have Nintendo Switch Online. Then you're going to be able to join in with up to 12 people playing the game at the same time. And with that, you'll be able to use Nintendo Switch's 2 built-in game chat to talk to each other in real time. And if you plug in a USB microphone, you'll also be able to talk with each other too. Sorry, y'all, I didn't catch this mistake until I was editing. I meant you could plug in a USB camera so that you could see each other. So you'll see your little face above your character, like in a little bubble, and then you can talk. That's pretty much it for the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. So the rest of this applies to both of them. So if you already have the game, this will be in the free update that you can get, and it'll also be in the Nintendo Switch 2. The big giant thing that's coming in the free update is a brand new resort hotel. Some people pointed out that this seems very similar to the Happy Home Paradise DLC. We'll get back to that in a second. But this is run by Captain. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm going to put it on the screen. It's run by his family. You're going to go into the different cabins, or really hotel rooms, and decorate them according to the different themes in order to attract tourists. I do think that this is the devs' answer to Hello Kitty Island Adventure being released on the Switch. If you aren't familiar with the game, it essentially works like that. There's a bunch of different homes spread throughout the island, and you have to decorate them in order to attract different tourists to your island and to attract specific tourists that you're looking for. They're all have specific decor that they're interested in. So I think the devs thought in order to compete with that hype that they needed to bring this into the game. Now, some people were wondering if this means that the Happy Home Paradise characters would now be allowed to come to your island and even be invited to be, residents on your island. I did look into that, but I cannot confirm or deny whether that is true. I will say in the trailer, we did not see any of those characters, so I'm not sure. But there are a couple of more months before this DLC is released, so Nintendo probably has a couple more announcements up their sleeve. So back to that hotel we were talking about. As you go around the hotel and complete the different tasks, you're going to win what are called hotel tickets. You can exchange these tickets at the hotel that's ran by Graham for prizes at the souvenir shop. So they do have cute things like those little kids' cars that we all had when we were little kids, right? More importantly, they have Nintendo items. But before I hop into that, let me just say that Tom Nook also has like a job board that you can complete tasks, like build different things and earn tickets that way too. There's also furniture and clothing in the souvenir shop. You can dress up the mannequins. You can wear the outfits on the mannequins, and your friends who come visit your island can also pull those clothes off the mannequins. Now, at this hotel is where you can also use your amiibos and invite them to your island. We're going to come back to that in a second too, because along with those Nintendo games I'm going to tell you about, there are some amiibo things you're going to want to know. Before we do that, let me tell you about Resetti and his cool little service. So Resetti will tidy up your island for you. So if there's a bunch of items hanging around or it's just gotten really dirty, you want to reset, this seems to be a free service. It didn't look like, according to the screenshots or the announcement, that there was anything you had to pay, but it looked like there were 3 options available for you to have them clean. You can select a custom area, he can clean up the beach, or he can clean up your entire island. Now, nowhere did Nintendo specify what your custom selection can be, but we did see inside of the trailer a player selecting just the front yard of a house and having Resetti reset that. So I know that that's an option, but they just haven't shared with us exactly how custom can your selection be. Okay, Pack Racks, your storage is also getting an upgrade. Previously, you were limited to 5,000 items inside of your storage. Now you can do 2 more upgrades to your system to give you a total of 9,000 slots to hide all your junk away. And that storage can now also hold trees, shrubs, and flowers. Now, this is one thing that a lot of people were excited about. Nintendo is basically adding sandbox mode via Dream World. You go to sleep and you have your Nintendo Switch Online membership, which starts at $3.99 a month. You'll be able to go to Slumber Island and you'll have 3 unique islands that you can play on. And you can select the size and layout of the island, build and design it. And I'm talking about you can terraform it, you can change the size of the rivers, you can add inclines and everything. And you can invite your friends. You can use anything in your inventory. You can even bring your island residents over here. For a lot of players, this is a dream come true, because if you utilize all of your Slumber Island islands, you technically are able to have 4 islands on your account, including your IRL, virtual IRL. You know what I'm saying? The main one. Okay. Back to what I was talking about the Nintendo items. Now that we got all that other stuff out of the way, it's like Nintendo Inception, playing a game inside of a game. So remember the hotel tickets. Some of the prizes that are going to be available in the hotel souvenir store, where you use your hotel tickets to claim these items, are going to be classic Nintendo items and games. And they're going to be usable. That's the key here. They're not just props. You're going to actually be able to use them in game. Looking at the screenshots, here were a couple of items I was able to identify. The Ulta hand, a Famicom, which was the very first version of the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. There was also an NES, a Game Boy, and a Nintendo Switch 2. The prices for them ranged between 200 hotel tickets and 500 hotel tickets. Let's say you used your hotel tickets to claim one of the game systems in there. If you also have Nintendo Switch Online, you will be able to play some of the classic Nintendo games. Now, Nintendo did say select games, okay? So not all of them. And they did not specify which ones. But I looked through the trailer and I was able to identify 3 games. The first is Ice Climber, which came out in 1985. It is a vertical scrolling platform game where you're climbing mountains in order to get back your stolen veggies. The next one is Cuckoo Land, which came out in 1984. You play as a female balloon fish that swims around and tries to collect the dots. It looks very similar to Pac-Man. And the last one that I was able to identify was Dr. Mario, which is circa 1990. Very Tetris-like. You're matching tiles. You're eliminating viruses by dropping colored pill bombs on them. And still, there's more. There are also some collaboration items that you're going to be able to get inside of this update. Lego, Zelda via Amiibo, and Splatoon via Amiibo. So there are going to be Lego items added to your Nook shopping area. Some of the confirmed items is a sofa, a table, wallpaper, and a t-shirt. Nintendo promises that there's more, but they haven't shared with us what all of those items are yet. You can kind of look through some of the screenshots and some of the trailer and you can see there's a lot more, but Nintendo's not listing all of them just yet. And then Link is linking up with Animal Crossing for this update. You'll be able to use select Legend of Zelda amiibos to invite them into the game along with their items like the ID crest, Triforce, furniture, fashion items, you name it, it's coming. And Nintendo did not tell us which specific amiibos were compatible. And I went to the amiibo website and they did not give any hints which ones were going to be available. But we did see Tulin and Minoru inside of the gameplay. So we know that they're coming. Nintendo did confirm that they will be able to be both invited to come visit your island and to come live on your island as a resident. 2 animal versions of your fave Splatoon characters are also going to be amiibo invited to your island. I'm talking about Cece and Viche. As a quick price check, these amiibos typically range between $20 and $40. So for each character you're looking at, let's just average it out, spending about $30 to get a character each time. Now, another question that I saw people asking in comments on the trailer video was, will there be any new dialogue or villager updates? The announcement only covered a lot of decorating and some additional game items primarily, but that does not mean that there won't be anything new. Guys, they still need to drum up hype all the way to January, and we're a couple of months out. I believe that there's going to be at least one more trailer or reveal between now and the drop. And, you know, more dialogue or more characters might be one of those things. So let's do some more price checks. I told you that the amiibos will range between $20 and $40. Now, this Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game is going to cost $64.99 at launch. If you already own the Nintendo Switch 1 version of the game and you just want to get the 2 version upgrade, you're just going to need to pay an additional $4.99 to have that upgrade, which will give you the higher graphics and get you that megaphone. Oh, and allow you to play with up to 12 people who also have the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game. Pre-orders are already open, so if you want to go ahead and pre-order it and have it ready to download on your Switch, you can go ahead and do that. If you don't have the game already and you just want to get the Nintendo Switch 1 edition, then you can purchase that for $59.99. And as a reminder for everybody, here are the current retail prices for all of the Nintendo Switch base systems, not including any discounts, deals, or bundles, excuse me. The Nintendo Switch Lite is currently priced at $229.99. Nintendo Switch is $321.99. Nintendo Switch OLED is $349.99, and the Nintendo Switch 2 is $499. And all of this is US dollars. How did you feel about the update? Are there any questions that you had that I didn't answer? Leave a comment down below and I'll make sure that I get back to you. And stay cute.